What is up, everybody? This is Angel, Mike, Sam, and Shane. Special guest here, Shane from Redline Network. He's going to come in and chime in. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Wait, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
There we go. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, we're good. I mean, we're there. Now? Just Shane wasn't.
Oh, Shane's there now. See. This is why.
Am I here now?
Yeah,
you're here now.
I'm not
Shane. Shane is actually here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about. I don't know. There was a good announcement yesterday. Finally, the Browns are making some good decisions. Joe Flacco's return to the Browns. We're going to talk about some stadium news, some rule changes according to the NFL. We was going to go over this last week, but we had more pressing needs. So we're going to go over that this week. Also, NFL history seems to favor the Browns this way. How so? We are going to talk about that. But first, let's get into this. BeardGains.com. Go to BeardGains.com. Use promo code BeardedBrowns. Save 10% on all your beard needs.
Even Shane has a beard.
See this? You want that booty bounce
back? I
can't do that. You want that booty bounce back beard?
Shane puts hairspray in his.
It's
like Aquanet. Just sticks.
Yeah, he's like, why does it smell like hairspray?
Ottawa Browns backers says Wacko for Flacco right off the rip.
There we go.
Let's go.
Shout out to Ottawa Browns backers. That's a good move. We're going to talk about that. But first, we have a major Bearded Browns media announcement. You've probably seen it on our socials this past week. We are going to be doing an NFL draft night at our tavern partner, JB's Tavern, located 4305 Brook Park Road in Parma, Ohio. Not Brook Park, but Parma. They're right next to each other, though, so don't judge me. 44134. Listen, I had a lot of questions when we started posting this. People are asking, is there a cover charge? No, it's free. You just come in, you get your drinks, you get your food, and most importantly, you get to see us and somebody named Ralph Holly. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Browns defensive tackle. He was on our show a couple of weeks ago. He is going to be there. He's going to be on the show. He's going to sign autographs, take pictures. I don't know if he's going to kiss babies. So by the way, why are you bringing your baby in the bar anyways? I'm going to judge you.
Start him young.
Yeah. No, but he's going to be there. He's going to autograph, sign pictures, possibly. If you bring him, maybe we'll bring a market to help with that. He's going to hop on our live. We're going to be doing a live feed of the draft while the live is going on site there at JB Tavern. So you can watch that, interact with us with every pick. We're going to do the whole first round. It's going to be fun. Ralph Holly's going to be there from 7:30 to 8:30. Probably a half hour on the show, maybe another half hour meeting the fans, talking to you guys. So come out and enjoy with us. Also, we just booked our favorite running backs coach, Stump Mitchell, to be with us via live stream on the show. Shout out to Mike for getting that done. So we're gonna have a plethora. It's just gonna be a busy night. You know, might be other people popping in.
Shout out to Sam for coming up with these great ideas.
Yeah, shout out to Sam.
Who the hell's Sam? Oh, Sam, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
Why don't we get a hold of Ralph Holly? Let's get a hold of Stump.
Yeah.
Hey, yes or no?
So,
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great night. We'll probably have more people come in and out of the live stream. Anything can happen. We got a week and a half. We'll see though. But let's enjoy tonight. Let's enjoy the draft. We'll talk about the draft. Each pick, we'll make fun of Pittsburgh's pick. We'll make fun of Cincinnati's and Baltimore's pick. It's just going to be a fun night. Ralph Holly's going to be there. Stump Mitchell will be on. He'll most likely after the pick, as we want to get his insight on that and what's to follow after what he thinks is going to happen. Because, by the way, he did mention that the Browns should go after Joe Flacco in our recent interview with him about a month ago. Do you have that to play, Mike?
Yes, I will play that right now. Here it is.
Yeah, play that right now.
If you want to spark that football team, if you want to spark that football team, you go get Joe Flacco.
Really?
You want to spark Myles Garrett or any of those guys?
That was that was not right. I mean, it's the right video. It just didn't play right. That was weird. I'll try that one more time real quick. It like skipped. It was weird. Hold on.
Whatever.
We'll play that when we get to the talking about it.
Yeah. So we'll talk. he's going to be on the show. It's going to be a fun night. Come have your eat some food. They got good French bread pizza. They got good drinks there. Interact with us live. You guys excited?
Absolutely. I can't wait.
dude. This is a big event, man. This is like a marquee moment for this podcast.
Huge.
And Shane will be there as well with us, so I'm sure he'll be on the show for a little while. We're going to try to cover the whole night, and after each draft, we're going to kind of give you stats and facts about each player. If we don't like them, then we're not going to talk about. No, I'm kidding.
If we don't like the team, basically Pittsburgh, we're just going to ride over that pick.
Exactly.
Most likely it will be a quarterback, but either way, it's going to be fun. Just come out. Listen, we also have a Facebook event page. Share that. Let people know around the community that, we're just going to go out there and support this. They're actually a partner of ours, JB Taverns. We're going to be doing a lot of lives there, even during the season. So it's going to be it's a great opportunity. Let's help fill that local bar up, support them, and you can support the show all at the same time.
JB's also, he does a lot of food truck. So that's a good place to go get some eats too. They have some food trucks up there on certain days. Check them out on Facebook. They got their page. And I might stop down there because I want to check out some food trucks and get one of them flatbreads. I'm all about it.
You had a big old fish fry out there yesterday.
They actually had they let out on their page. They're partnering with the distillery locally, actually in Cleveland, and they had a bourbon that was 127 proof. And I was like, man, if I didn't have this baby in my hand right now, I think I might go try that. No, but I didn't. But it's cool. But hopefully it's there when we're there. Then maybe I'll get a little pour of that. But go out there. It's gonna be it's a fun bar. Actually, go out there and just support them anyways. Follow them on Facebook. They do specials. They do bingo nights. They do trivia nights. They do karaoke. They do all that fun stuff. So,
what's up, Adam?
Adam says morning, gents, and the guy named Mike. What's up, Adam? We're going to get right into it today, guys.
Yeah, let's get into the big news of the week. I was driving shouldn't say this, but I was driving in my car, and I was at a red light. Like, let me just randomly check the sports news, because I do that after I drop off my kids. I'm like, let me just check. And I saw the first thing that popped up, Adam Scheffler, Joe Flacco returns to the Browns on a $4 million contract with incentives that can hit up to $13 million, possibly. And I said, I'm pulling over and I'm going to share this. So I sent it to the guys, and I made I do the social stuff. So I did a thumbnail and everything and started sharing. And I thought to myself, this is a great move. Great move, because this is what the fans want.
Yep.
I didn't know anything. Shane texted me. I'm like, what? And I look and I'm like, oh, dude, it's actually happening. This is amazing.
Yeah. So what was your guys' reaction? Obviously, you got yours, but what was your guys' reaction when you saw it? Because Jimmy hinted at this, right? He said that, Joe Flacco's an opportunity, but we'll see where we're at, So obviously they were looking at him. Also, too, I don't know if you guys knew this, Joe Flacco had two other opportunities to go with Pittsburgh or Minnesota, and he chose us instead.
My whole thing is, and I'm not a wacko for a flag. I ain't wacko for nobody. I'm a man. I ain't wacko for nobody like that. But anyway, maybe you might, maybe a little bit.
It's the shirt, isn't
crush. Yeah. But anyway, I just think that this is going to help the team, because he is that guy that can go in there and get these guys fired up, and they support him, and they all gravitate toward this guy. So it was kind of a no-brainer move for me. Now, if he starts, or if him and Pickett got to have a duel to see who's starting, how that works out, that's to be said. But I think that's a great move for them to bring him back. And the reason why everybody's like, they should have never got rid of him. They had to, because you couldn't have a quarterback controversy here before. Do you guys understand that too? They didn't understand that. So we couldn't do that, because you didn't want to have a situation if Watson wasn't producing, and then they were screaming his name anyway. My sister went to the game. They were screaming Flacco, and he wasn't even in the building. But you couldn't have that. That's why
they were screaming DTR at the first Dallas game. I don't want to hear any chants from these fans.
Yeah, so
that is true.
Yeah, the wacko Browns fans.
The delusional.
Some of these people are just insane.
Delusional.
Complete. Yeah, delusional is the perfect word for it.
It's like Michigan fans, delusional.
Glad to have him back. He brings a lot to the table with this team, and I think he can be a really good groomer. Everybody's like, well, he said he doesn't want to groom. Show him the money, he's going to groom. So we're going right
I mean,
into the next.
that incentive laden contract's pretty nice for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is actually Kenny Mack from Ottawa Browns backers. He said, realistically, what does he have left? And do you think that he can last a season, or do you think Pickett will beat him out?
So, yeah, realistically, I'm hoping that he plays well enough to get Kenny Pickett ready to play. I kind of side with what Ken's saying there. I'm excited for Flacco, but realistically, I know who he is. Somebody in the chat on Facebook, Adam, said that he's the White Watson. I agree.
No, the White Winston.
Yeah, Winston. Sorry, he's the White Winston. Like, I agree. Yes, but here's the deal, though. Like, there's a couple issues with Winston we talked about on Tuesday that I think him and Kevin didn't get along because he went off the script. Flacco's going to stay on script. He's going to play within himself. He is himself. He's a leader. He's a locker room leader, different than what Winston was. So he's going to be a quiet leader, a vocal leader, but not someone who's eccentric like Winston was.
Rah, rah.
Yeah, so it's a good move from a leadership perspective. Now, do I think he's going to put up the stats that he did when he was here? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I don't care about that. What I care about is they're adding another quarterback on the roster, which means it pushes down the opportunity for the other guy to come onto the roster and play. That's what I'm excited for.
Let me see if this stump on Flacco video will play one more time. I don't know what was going on with it before. But
Also, yeah, listen to what Joe Stump said about Flacco. Let's see if it plays.
No, I just got no sound. That's cool. Here, let me throw my computer out the window real quick.
Yep, it's
That brand
gone.
new one?
We need a new show.
No, I'm not on a laptop. Here, I think I know what happened because Streamlabs does kind of suck. Let's see if this works. Oh, just no sound. Cool. Oh, that's no. I don't know why.
Well, it's on our socials. Go to our Facebook page. I posted it.
Anyways, what Stump says is if you want this team to be alive again, bring back Flacco. Flacco was one hell of a guy for the locker room and the players. And if you want to impress people like Myles Garrett, then bring Joe Flacco back. I get it. The guy only played so many games here. Last season with the Colts, Flacco did have his ups and downs.
Yep.
Still managed to fill in as a starter for 6 games, put together 1,761 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on a 65.3% completion rate.
Which, by the way, you want to be at least 60 to be good in the NFL, so that's good.
And that's, excuse me, that's just a couple games, and he did the same thing with the Browns. Joe Flacco had a passer rating of 90.2 with 1,616 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in 5 games. And then he won his first comeback of the year player award. So is he able to keep up for an entire season? I don't think so.
Okay, so for the 6 games that he played last year, he averaged 300 yards per game. That's what you want in your quarterback. You haven't had that all year, right? So if you give him 300 yards, even so, his touchdown to 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's his typical. That's typical stat Joe Flacco. If you bring that Joe Flacco here, you're going to get the same result, if anything. And also, can you make the argument that did Indy have the type of weapons that we have here? I don't think so.
But how about our line going to be? Our line's going to be healthy. They were on some bumped. They were bumped up when they started that season last year. So now these guys are going to be healthy, and Joe just needs a little bit of time to get rid of the rock. You already know what he does. So that's if he starts. Like I said, there might be a quarterback competition. We don't know yet. So.
Well, that's the next question. Will Flacco, Pickett, or new draftee be a starter? And that's to be untold. Obviously, you fight for that job at camp.
I think you fight, but I don't think you pay a guy $4 million not to start.
With incentives. That's the league minimum.
Yeah, the league minimum. So you give him $4 million, and then you're going to give him incentives. I think their intentions is to start him, but I do think Kenny Pickett might beat him out. And Ron said there's not a starter on the roster yet. There's your 2 starters is on the roster. So, I mean, embrace it.
I think I agree with what you said earlier, Angel. I think Flacco needs to start till Pickett's ready.
Yeah.
Couple games, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, I mean, it's a better quarterback room than we had last year, and now all
Yes.
these fans are so real unrealistic. They had like amnesia. We were 3-14. Like your quarterback room stunk it up last year. So if Flacco comes in and throws 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, the game still gets you 300 yards and keeps you in the game to where the defense is better than Indianapolis, anyways. So the defense plays you into the game, and Flacco just keeps you in the game. You have a better chance to win.
Yes.
But I'm okay with Pickett starting too, because I think Pickett can be just as good as Flacco in this system.
Ken's question kind of brings us into our next question. He says, would you bring Amari back? But let me finish.
Yeah.
Can the 40-year-old veteran be what Cleveland needs with some good wide receivers? Say we pick up Travis Hunter, we get Amari Cooper back, for example, and
I don't want Cooper back.
Weapons.
yeah, but that is weapons for him to throw to. These guys are elite. Jerry Jeudy. Another thing yesterday, I heard that if Travis Hunter were to come to Cleveland, that he would be the number 1 receiver over Jerry Jeudy. I know Jerry Jeudy has a 3-year contract here, but do you think Jerry Jeudy wants to be number 2 after last year?
I
No.
don't see that happening right away. I don't know why people think like Hunter is going to be the number 1 receiver when why are we so not you guys, sorry, I'm not saying why are people selling Jerry Jeudy short from after what he did last year with no quarterback? He had no quarterback and he had 1,000 yards receiving. He had one of the best years since, I don't know, Josh Gordon. And we're saying, well, he's still a number 2. Like, come on, guys.
He's not
Come
a
on.
number.
Right.
He was a number 1 in Denver. Which I didn't even
Yes.
know why Denver got rid of him.
Yeah. I'm glad that we have him, man, and I'm
I
ready
agree.
to watch. I'm ready to watch him come out the gates this year, and stay healthy. He was already, like you said, Angel. He was already doing a lot in a short amount of time. So imagine the whole season healthy and with a quarterback to get him the rock, man. So
if Winston is the white Flacco and Flacco's a little better than Winston and Judy played well with Winston, what does that mean he's going to do with Flacco? Let's do the math here, man. If
Right.
Winston, he played better with Winston and Winston was throwing the rock and he was playing great with Jerry Jeudy and you bring in a quarterback that you're saying is comparable. You can't say Jerry Judy's a number 2 receiver when he was a number 1 with the same quarterback you're bringing in. Doesn't make sense to me.
the math look like it's going to math more.
Yeah. Now, what was bringing Hunter on does help the fact that you're going to have to shade receive corners or safeties to one of those guys. So that's going to help your talent, and that's going to help open up the offense. And if you're playing within scheme of Kevin's offense, which he's going to draw a person open. So that's why I like Hunter, because he's going to catch the ball, right? So you draw him open, he's going to catch it. His catch percentage is like 98%. Like he's going to catch the ball. So I have a little more faith in Flacco and Pickett, not because of who they are, but the system they're in.
Yes. Thank you, Gene Barger. And Adam says, how dare people call me when I'm trying to watch a Bearded Browns podcast? It was Shane that called him.
Yeah.
Sucker. What's up, Gene? Thank you. Did you find
So-
us on the toilet?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Hunter coming out as a corner?
No.
No. He's coming out as both. But the Browns, if you listen to the interviews with Coach and with Andrew, they have him as a receiver. So they have him as a receiver. They always say he runs routes well. He also, his scout day was heavy receiving routes. So yes, he's going to come out as both, and he's hoping that the commissioner says receiver and DB. But I think the Browns are going to do more 80-20 receiver as opposed to corner mainly.
His on the draft guide that we have from our lads, he is actually rated both in both positions, like a 9.6 or something like that too. So
Yeah.
They asked him to. They said, when they call your name and you get picked to where you're going, what do you want to be called, a receiver or a cornerback? He said, I want a Godell to tell me this is a wide receiver and cornerback. So
Yeah. He wants to play both, but we'll see how they do that. Or any team. If the
Oh, that's
Browns
right.
draft him.
we'll talk. Like we talked about it, he's going to be. They'll do it, but it'll be certain packages. Man, you can still utilize a guy like that. I see him being more of a wide receiver weapon, and then bringing him in on special defensive plays.
you guys know this. Adam won't be at the draft party because he'll be at the Journey concert.
Journey.
And
Stadium.
Journey.
he said he's going to riot after it if they draft Carter.
I want Abdul Carter.
Does Abdul Carter want you though? That's the question. Does Abdul Carter want the Browns? Because he did posted Lawrence Taylor picture on his X recently.
Unfortunately, when they call your name, you don't have a choice.
Does he?
So
unless you're a Manning.
Yeah.
Quick throw this wrench in the whole project. What if, I'm sure you guys talked about it, what if Tennessee doesn't take Cam Ward?
Then the Browns take Cam Ward.
Well,
running.
What does that do to the whole landscape? Not just the Browns, though.
Oh yeah, it definitely does change. I think the Jets will the Giants will then go after Hunter because he'll be the next player available. But yeah, you run up there for Ward for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the amazing part about this is
you go Ward.
You have Cam Ward as your third quarterback learning from, and he had time to go through cycle through two quarterbacks, which is probably week 8 at this point, and then you can start him because the other two guys will probably be hurt. That's just how it goes in Cleveland, unfortunately.
Adam said, "Let Hunter return punts too." Let's not get this guy killed if we get him.
Let
him throw.
Offense. We're gonna have him on defense. He'll be
and special teams.
He's
gonna kick off too.
He's gonna kick.
He'll be broken by game 2, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't want that. I don't think he wants that either. They did ask him that, and he said, "I'm good on that. I don't want to return punts."
Ken says Jim Schwartz only had one defensive end at 245. It was Jerry Hughes. He lasted a year. Carter is not a schematic fit.
I would agree with the fit of size, but I would say his versatility of him being able to play outside and middle linebacker can bring value to that Schwartz scheme. Because if you can't listen, I know a lot of people like Abdul Carter, but I'm going to do I'm bearderbrowns.com. I'm going to be writing an article here sooner or later about Isaiah McGuire and how Browns fans are short-sighting him in the year that he had last year. Like, if we don't get Abdul Carter, it doesn't bother me because I think Isaiah McGuire can stop the run, which is what's more important and what Carter can't do. Carter can rush the quarterback, but he struggles with stopping the run. So what you need is versatility on that line. So again, I'm beating this drum. If you want to draft someone on the defensive line to make Miles even better, you go after Mason Graham because it adds versatility, defensive lineman right next to him. You can't double team 2 guys on the same time, so that's going to free up somebody.
I agree with
Don't
that.
mean to be schematic with it, but if you want to talk about schematics, yes, he doesn't technically fit, but he can also fit as a linebacker, which, by the way, do we need a linebacker? Because JOK is what?
Not
unpredictable right now.
Yeah.
Everybody that doesn't know Angel as a person, that's Angel mad.
No, because I get the Carter argument, and I'm not saying Carter. If we draft Carter, I'm not going to be upset. But again, I don't think Barry can make a wrong move at 2. That's my point. And I think you're going to have people arguing and mad regardless of what he does. Whether he trades down, people are going to be mad.
You will.
I'm going to say my only boo pick is Shedeur Sanders because I don't want him here.
I don't
That's my
either.
boo pick. That's my boo pick. I will be booing in this microphone.
I do think we'll see a Sanders slide, but if they do draft him, there are reasons I can see why. He is the most accurate and within scheme, Kevin's scheme, he can be the most accurate, and he does have talent. Now, his ceiling may be what he was in Buffalo, and which is what is concerning to me. Why I wouldn't. The wouldn't would be that.
Here's another scenario that Chad posted on X. We posted it on Facebook. It says an analyst from PFF is predicting Cleveland to trade back. This trade was with Chicago Bears and would have to go to the Browns. A pretty decent haul to move down 8 spots. I think fans should probably wrap their head around the idea that the Browns would probably take this, and it is. It says that is exactly what Mason Cameron of Pro Football Focus is predicting Cleveland to do, as he and the Browns are sending the number 2 pick to Chicago Bears in exchange for pick numbers 10, 39, 148, as well as an additional 2026 first-round draft choice.
You do that all day.
All day.
I agree.
All day.
That's a lot.
Because do you understand what 36 and 33 can mean for your team?
Huge.
again, we've said it here on Tuesday. The talent on this draft is huge, especially in the later rounds. It's going to push a lot of talent back.
And running
You can
backs.
get it. Yeah, and running backs. You can get your quarterback
I'm gonna
and
bring up-
running back there
I'm
at
gonna bring
33 and
up-
36.
I want to bring up. Well, I'm gonna. Stump had his. So far, Stump's crystal ball has been right.
Yeah.
Stump did say what running back to go after. I swear, if this happens,
Scattaboo.
he said Scattaboo, and now if this happens, that man has his crystal ball has completed everything.
Stumpanamus. Notre Dame.
Ooh,
Stumpanamus.
Ken says
Stumpanamus.
Marion Hampton.
Hampton. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he
Any
also
running
said,
back,
I just can't watch 15.2 points per game again.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to get that this year because you're going to find a quarterback. One of the two quarterbacks, Pickett or Flacco, will play well in Kevin's system. I believe in that. And I'm going to keep on saying that. So when because people are making fun of me now on my Facebook because of it, so I'm going to say, I told you so. Okay. So
I think Marion Hampton is rated pretty high in the running
he's
backs.
the highest outside of Genty. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the second one.
And then you got the two Ohio State guys that are right there as well.
You
So
also
that's-
have who's the other guy? Travion Junkins,
Henderson and Junkins,
guy
yeah.
from Iowa, Johnson. It's the fourth guy.
what's
Another
his-
Big Ten.
yeah.
Is it Johnson?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I've done enough mock drafts to know that.
I am not looking at that draft guide another day until the draft party. Like I can't, man. It's so small print, but it's all useful information that we're going to use. But
Yeah, it's going to be great. That's why you should come to the draft party because we would know what we know, and you guys would be like, "Dang, these guys are actually smart, and they have beards, and they're good looking."
You can come chair with me or boo. One of the two. Come on down.
Shane, you were shaking your head when we said Scattaboo. What do you think?
I liked the excitement of it.
Yep.
Is he going to hold up in the NFL? Because we know the level change from college to NFL is so big. Is it going to translate? Like, I love his work ethic, all that. Kid threw up in the bowl game and came back in, like, and helped. They should have won. Like,
right.
that's. I mean,
Right.
I love that. That's Cleveland type ish. Like, we want that.
Absolutely.
Is it going to translate? I don't know. We'll
I
see.
think so. I think he could work here. I definitely work here, man. He's a fire hydrant with legs, man.
Nice.
Kid's he's nasty, and I think we could. That would be a great fit, man. So
Reminds me of Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, I'll say this.
I don't want that either.
Yeah,
Just don't put him on a Madden cover. We'll be fine.
Yeah, the contract drama after the Madden cover was Peyton's downfall. I'll say this: if Barry wants to get right with the fans, you got Flacco, you draft Scattaboo, and then you sign Chubb, and then you're
have
good.
to.
You're
You have
good.
to.
Like the fans would be like, "Hey, I want my season tickets back because
Right.
you've done everything we wanted to.
I will go
You want to
watch
build
game.
a
I
stadium?
will go
Build two
downtown and watch the game.
stadiums.
I will go downtown.
Build two stadiums. You did exactly what we want to do.
I will go downtown and watch a game.
I go no matter what.
Adam
I do.
said smart. Mike is definitely not included in that statement. Adam is hating on you today, bro.
He always hates
Hates
on
on
me.
him every day.
It's all good fun though. Last question
I
on
love
the
that.
Flacco thing.
Call it love hate.
Can the offensive line stay healthy and work the way they did in the past to help Flacco? I think when them switching the scheme over to more of a what's that guy's name? To the offensive lineman and offensive line coach that we had before, this other guy that was horrible. They're switching that scheme over.
Andy Dickerson.
Yeah, they're switching that scheme over. I think it's going to work personally.
Well, yeah, you saw Joe Batonio say that he's not used to doing the things that they were doing, and that could have caused also obviously injury to the offensive line. It affected us huge last year, so hopefully they figure that out this year and work around that and come back to what they used to be. I know they're all getting older. Ken says get weapons.
Yes, weapons.
Even Ron Rado says, and please draft new linemen for depth. Like I said, they're getting older, so it is going to be time. You got a lot of picks this year. Can you find some diamonds in the rough in the later rounds? Yes.
It can, because it's going to be it's going to be a good, talented draft. Like we say, if you didn't need a quarterback this draft, you would have so many positions
Look at the running backs you can choose
Yeah,
from.
insane.
Crazy, dude. You're
Tight
gonna
ends
get.
too.
You-
We're
and
not
you got-
talking about the tight ends enough, but that's just my
These
opinion.
are guys that you can plug and play. These running backs, you know what I'm saying? You get them in there and you let them do what they do, man. I like this running back class we've got coming up.
I know that he's not the highest rated tight end coming out, and maybe I'm a little biased, but the kid out of Bowling Green.
Yeah.
No, he's getting a lot of run lately. The Browns brought him in for his one of the 30s that they had with him.
He went to one of the local high schools in my area.
Was it Maslin?
No, don't say that.
Oh,
He went to Camp McKinley.
Okay, so that's the other one I was going to say afterwards. Usually Maslin's like the people
Yeah,
like that.
you're not wrong.
He's like they stink. But on to something else. The Browns stadium news. Recent news here. The Browns had decided to go. Actually, not the Browns, but the state Senate of the state of Ohio decided to go and help out the Cleveland a little bit and give them $600 million toward a new stadium.
well, here's the thing. Before we even get into that, the Cleveland Browns had decided to go with the Dome Stadium after all. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb, I hate that dude, said the Browns have scrapped the plans for a $1.2 billion renovation to their existing stadium in favor of a $2.4 billion state-of-the-art facility in Brook Park. The stadium is set to be completed for the 2029 season.
Yeah. So what happened was during that meeting, the Haslam came up with more cash up front to help push it through. Now they have to get it approved by Senate. I
That
believe.
was the first step in the right direction.
Yeah.
We still got a lot of steps to cover here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So on Wednesday, they approved the $600 million bond, which, by the way, the Haslams have a plan to pay back when the upfront cost with what's being built around the stadium, the entertainment aspect of it, which is the restaurants and the hotels, etc. This is why, like when I posted a video, long form video on my page about the stadium, how it's good for Brook Park, and people just hate the idea, and I'm so confused by it. But I understand they're like, the taxpayers are going to have to pay for it. I get all that, but Haslam has a plan. I think a lot of people are not reading into his plan. I don't think they're going to have to pay. We as taxpayers are going to have to pay as much as they think, but I like it. I like
It's $600 million for the taxpayers as well. That could change.
I'm all for the Haslam Heights. Let's build that Haslam Heights over there.
Listen, the only one that would have to pay taxes on that new stadium is the
Me.
only one that lives in Cuyahoga County would be Angel.
Me. That's why my voice should matter more than anyone else's on the show. Like people.
I'm coining it right now. Haslam Heights. Build
Haslam
it.
Heights,
They
because
will
it's in
come.
Berea. It's 10 minutes, 5 minutes from Berea, which is the practice facility.
Haslam Heights, baby. Let's get it built.
Angel, you
building
definitely can keep all the money from Reels. You're gonna
You're gonna need to pay that tax. It's gonna increase my property tax, but I'm okay with it because when I'm 60, 70, 80 and I'm ready to move on with life, I can sell my house and
I go by there I go by that site quite often.
So do I.
Roofing and stuff, and I in my mind I'm passing that up, and I'm already seeing it built in my head, and I'm like, that is just gonna be dope. I mean, it would be so dope. It's in the right spot. We've talked about it before. The airport is in your back door. You got
whoa.
Yeah, well, easy, Mike.
Crohn's.
Oh,
No.
I thought you meant like back door.
No.
You got the airport there. You got all major highway circuits there.
The Rapid.
Turnpike. You got the Rapid. Everything is there. It's an artery that needs to be developed and used. And
Shane,
let's go.
what do you think of the Dome in Brook Park, or would you rather stay in Cleveland?
No, I'm all for the Dome in Brook Park. How I go to games is I drive to Brook Park and take the train downtown. So that'll foil that plan. But I mean, I want it. I want a Dome. I want them to get the big things. I want them to get the Final Fours, the WrestleManias, a Super Bowl with us in it. Like everything.
That'll be the day I die. But anyways, high hopes.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it'll build team morale as well. I mean, them guys being able to play in a dome, we've talked about it before. A lot of players are coming from down south. They're not used to coming out here and playing in this. Jameis Winston, his snow game.
Yeah.
Like, It's a lot, man. It'll be a lot for everybody.
That's the argument I'm hearing a lot on my end. People's like, did you see the snow game with Jameis Winston? You're going to miss out on all that. And I said, for every one Winston snow game win, you've had 3 snow game losses here in Ohio. Like that doesn't appeal to me. Like, it's great when you win. Yeah. It's great when you win. The snow and all that beautifulness is great when you win. But when you don't win, it's like, why am I going down there in my overalls and drinking?
I can wear shorts to every game.
Yeah. Like,
put a retractable up, and then when it snows, open it up. There you go. Solve the problem.
Yeah, or do the pump in fake snow. Like, have someone say, all right, guys, listen, I'll pump in fake snow if you guys want this done. Like, do it. Like, at this point, like, fans are just being ridiculous. Like, I've been called idiots. I've been called many names on my personal page because I'm talking about. Actually, someone said, hey, is Haslam paying you for this? I wish. I would be doing 20 videos a day if Haslam was paying this for me. I wouldn't be going back to work next week if that was the case. But either way.
Haslam Heights, baby. Haslam Heights. Throw a casino over there, too, while you're at it. Let's get it big.
Obviously, we will keep you updated as more of this
developments.
Oh, Angel, bye.
Hey, bye. What?
So everybody that says that, you know, the weather helps us at the Lakefront Stadium is not true. The Cleveland Browns are 86 and 123 and 1 at home since '99. So please elaborate and tell me how that really does help. I might have to send Angel a new link because Streamlabs hates me today, apparently. He just said, stream me. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. But yeah, 86, 123, and 1 at home since 1999. How does that help us?
It doesn't at all. It just doesn't. Look,
that's just as dumb as the Pittsburgh Steelers saying, oh, man, you guys had the weather on your side. No, you idiots. You guys play in the same freaking weather.
Yeah.
That's crybaby. That's how crybabies cry about winning or losing. So. Real quick, while you're trying to get Angel on there, we have a clevelandscene.com. It's actually in the feed right now for voting for different there's bands and stuff like that. You can go on there and vote for us Bearded Browns podcast, being one of the number 1 podcasts. Go on there and vote. You can vote multiple times. So I would it's down there. Angel had put it up. It's vote.cleveland.scene.com. Go down there and get them votes in, man. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Let's get that Bearded Browns on there. Let's go.
Do it once a day as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So, Angel, you missed the best part.
Do it once a day. Do it once a day.
You missed the best part about us talking about the aspect of having the Cleveland Browns stadium on the lakefront where they've lost. Yeah. They've won 86 games, lost 123 with 1 tie since '99.
Yeah, they have like a .300 winning percentage. So
that is awesome. Sounds like my job.
Yeah, it's great. Let's keep it down there for the culture reasons of losing. It's culture, man. It's history. Yeah, the history since '99 has been nothing but a joke. So let's just move on past that, guys.
You haven't won anything.
Actually, you can even put it if you want to go back into the AFC Championship years.
Municipal Stadium.
It was 86, 87. Right. I mean, they've lost there. Fumbles. I mean, come on, that history is gone.
I call it the cursed land. Get off the cursed land. Open up new doors for yourself.
Didn't you say it was buried or they're on an Indian burial ground?
There's bad juju over there. Oh, that's your boy, Shane. But there's bad juju over there in that land.
That took me a second to get that. He's like,
I got it as soon as he said it.
Usually I'm the one to point it out. Sam got you today.
That juju will not be at the draft party. I've said that, man.
I've always said that land is cursed. That's why you get no wins there. You get off the land, you will get wins in Brook Park. You'll get better.
Matter of fact, I blame Watson's injury on that cursed land too.
That was the best thing that happened.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
So it's not cursed anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
Hopefully
cursed.
after this year, it's not.
Yeah. Couple of questions about the Haslam. First one is he did say there's a 2-year window for quarterback. He's not going to force it at 2, which kind of leads us to think that they're more open to taking whoever at 2 or trading down. which is what Haslam is good at doing, is forcing things. Okay, he forced the Watson. He's forced Johnny Manziel. He's forced other talent, but now he's kind of like, I'm doing something wrong here. Let me step back and let the analytics run its course here.
I'm pretty sure when I say this that we all literally forced a number 2 out this morning.
We're not forcing ourselves out of number 2 in the draft.
We're not going to have a Russell Wilson show. Sorry.
I could call it a 3, Mike, because I usually pee and poop at the same time.
Okay.
Do you sit down when you do that?
Absolutely.
Oh, just making sure.
I'm not going to stand up and take a dump. That's kind of weird.
You never know.
Stand up. That is different. That would be a mess.
And the show's going that way.
Yep.
So on to the next question. Did the Haslams ruin the Browns?
That's their new nickname, dude. The Raslams. Y'all bringing some Raz this year.
What was that? Angel, can you remember what was it like? You made a word up for like a beard here or something.
Oh, a schnickle.
Schnickle. Yeah. It happens, man. I randomly say words.
Hey, baby. We got Haslam.
So pull the curtain behind. Like I grew up with a speech problem my whole life, and there's some words that are hard for me to say. And shout out to Mike, because I did a reel on our page, and somebody tried to make fun of my. By the way, you can make fun of my speech. It doesn't bother me. I grew up that way. I've learned to accept who I am. Like, God made me this way, whatever. But Mike
It bothered
had
me.
my back. Mike had my back, as someone said, learn, I don't know, something about your speech.
You need a speech class or something.
If I wasn't napping, I would have woke up. I would have texted him. It's like, dude, that's racist. I'm half Hispanic, and I'm sure he would have been sweating bullets, because he would have been like, crap, I'm about to get canceled. So, so either way, shout out to Mike for defending the half Hispanic guy that has issues speaking English. But either way, see, one thing we do know, Mike's not racist because of that.
Bye.
Either way, did the Haslams ruin the Browns? Now this is Angel's comment at Al Lerner.
Oh, that guy that was talking about how the Haslams ruined the Browns since the beginning, and you had to check him.
I thought that was it. So what I did is I posted a reel defending the Browns' cause for building the stadium, and the guy said Jimmy Haslam built this stadium, and it was a dumb move. And as I'm reading the comment, I'm thinking, like, what does he mean by Jimmy Haslam? I'm like, bro, I got to respond to this dude's comment. So I did another reel with people's comments about the stadium. But nonetheless, I had to remind the guy that Al Lerner's the one that built the stadium. Actually, it was the NFL that built the stadium, because it was a rush job, because they wanted just the fans to shut up. And yeah, they was like, hey, let's just hurry up and build. Actually, the whole organization was rushed in 99. I want to encourage the fans to really go back and look at the history since 99. And the reason why we suck so bad right now is because the NFL screwed us. I'm blaming you, NFL, because you rushed this move, this job, instead of just doing it right. And maybe it had something to do with the fans and Mayor White at the time, because he wanted to hurry up and get a team in here. But you rushed it. You gave us crappy players. You gave us bottom end players, and you try to fit a good quarterback with a horrible line. And that's what started to kill us. And ever since then, we have not been the same organization, because it's been nothing but rush job. That's why you have to take your time. That's why I love when Jimmy Haslam says, we're not going to rush it at 2, because he realized, like, we've been rushing since I've been here. Let me build it right. So it was Al Lerner that ruined it, because he built the stadium, hurried up, didn't put a dome on it, and just put a crappy stadium together. Now fans are like, let's just swim in this crappy stadium because it's history.
In all honesty, though, everybody was so super excited to have the Cleveland Browns back here. So we didn't care at the time. And now it's an issue 26 years later.
I don't want a new seat on a toilet. I'm good. I want new stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Them club seats, yeah. I remember when they did that. We remodeled the bathrooms, cool, so we could take a crap and watch us lose at the same time.
Awesome. Enough stadium talk. We're going on to I don't know if you guys saw this, but the NFL has approved some rule changes at the last owners meeting, and we're just going to run past this.
We got something before that real quick.
All right, go ahead.
The restored history of the NFL.
Yeah, so we'll do that one. Okay.
which is making Steelers fans all around the world so mad, and I love it.
Yes.
So butthurt. They're so butthurt.
And they are.
And the thing is, this should have always been. This shouldn't have not been. So this is football's inception. You
Oh, yeah, there
count,
it is.
you count all that. I don't care what it was called. You count all that. A lot of football programs started here in Ohio. You count everything, and I'm glad that now it is official. And then we can watch these guys with their terrible towels and put up the tears because it's not. It's
Still on that
Right.
stairway to 7.
Yeah.
Since 2009,
Yeah.
by the way.
Angel, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. That was my fault. I wasn't checking stuff off on the.
No, you're good. I didn't even, I didn't. I was speeding through it. Didn't read it.
The guy not on the show knew you guys skipped something. What's this
Yeah.
that about?
The
yeah.
NFL announced that it's starting to include all stats from the AAFC in its records. So what does that mean for the Browns? So I'll tell you what it means for the Browns, folks. It means Pittsburgh sucks because we're better than you. Okay. So it means that they've officially allowed the championship era instead of the Super Bowl era being important. They have allowed the championship era to also be included in counting championships. So that means championship are as important as Super Bowls, regardless of what you fans think. I don't care because it's stats now. Stats are truth, in my opinion. So this means the Packers have 13. They lead the way with championships or Super championships. Let's just put it that way. Bears are at 9. Your Browns and Giants are tied at 8. And then you have the lonely Steelers at 6 since 2009. And by the way, you've had 6 so long that the Patriots caught up to you. Patriots are at 6 also. And Cowboys, which is America's favorite team, by the way, have less.
Self-proclaimed.
Proclaimed. Cowboys, Niners, and Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, 5. So the Browns are now moved up to tied for 3rd for the most championships in NFL history. What's up, JB Tavern? They just commented on our page.
That's Jenny, the girl that hooked us all
Jenny,
up. Hey, Jenny, actually, since you're watching, your shirt should be here this week. I ordered her one of our shirts.
Nice. Dave said VIP on the show. Shane, he is the VIP. Shout out to Dave.
Dave is right. He's always like the VIP on the every show.
Every show. He is. Shane is on the Red Line Network. He does unscripted. I was gonna call him undisputed. So undisputed with what's that guy?
That's what it should be called. Undisputed and unscripted.
Unscripted. They actually will be live 10 o'clock tomorrow, correct?
11:30 to 1:30.
11:30 to 1:30 tomorrow.
Ooh, time change as well.
Yeah, man. Hey, as a podcast, you have to learn sometimes. Yeah, either you don't do it or you just move it to the next day, right, Mike? Mike's like, hey, I have to go all the way to New York to tow a truck. Can we move the show to Wednesday?
At 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock.
Probably on Friday too, wasn't it, Mike?
Always, man. Well, no, yesterday was Westlake to Bedford at 5 o'clock. That was a good time.
Either way, the Browns are now. The history is restored. Again, like I understand since 99, the Browns have done nothing. And this large part of just horrible decisions by ownership or GMs. But there is some value to the fact that we were good. Like Sam said, we were the cornerstone of the NFL or AAFC / NFL at some point. Friggin' the Canton is holy ground for how football started.
That's why you have the
So
Hall of
much
Fame.
so that's why why the Hall of Fame is there. So thank you for the NFL for finally realizing that Cleveland's as valuable as the history paved for the NFL. Shout you guys out. Took you long enough.
It's kind of funny because it is literally a championship. All they did was change the name to Super Bowl.
Because
I got a Super Bowl in my bathroom. I don't
because they
argue with it.
They mixed the AFC and NFC together and created the NFL, and then they just put a Super Bowl on it. It's the same thing, just different name.
Super Bowl.
And I don't like the fact
Browns.
that, like Pittsburgh fans, like, you guys ever won a Super Bowl or a championship? And I'm like, dude, you haven't won since 2009. So we're about in the same boat at this point. It's going to be 20 years before you guys even sniffed it.
And I think Pittsburgh Steelers are in the same quarterback trouble, if not worse, than we are as at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
I think they're worse right now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree.
Because they have Mason and Skyler.
I don't know. Skyler?
Who cares?
I think it's Skyler's their third string or
Skylar
second string.
Thompson?
Yeah, Skylar Thompson. That's who it is. Nonetheless, NFL made some rule changes, and the reason why we're bringing this up is because we want to sound smart. By that way, if something happens during the season, we can just refer to like why it is happening because the NFL changed it around. And one of them I actually want to talk about a little bit. I'll let you know when we hit it. But
Let me get to Ken's comment really quick.
go ahead.
Ken says Art Modell sold out the Browns fans by putting the blame on Cleveland City Council not supporting a new stadium when he really needed a financial bailout. Lost Belichick and Ozzie Newsome. F that dude.
True. And this is why it's very crucial to understand why we need to build a new stadium now because that stadium is outdated. It just is. It is what it is. And the last time we tried to challenge an owner not to build a new stadium is because and look what happened. And two, another one I hear first, and this one is the most annoying comment when people refer to defending why not to build a stadium. They say win first, right? You have to win first. Like I get it. You want a winning team before you move into something new. Okay.
Another thing too to touch on too. A lot of these, I think, a lot of people that actually watch football don't understand that some of these stadiums are in their suburbs.
Yes.
Like KC, they're not right in the heart of everything. A lot of these, I think it's like I don't know how many, Angel. I think it's at least 6 or 7 that are not even in.
I can tell you the Giants are in Jersey.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's
New York Giants are in Jersey. So I mean, this
Jets Stadium.
Yeah. So I mean, their argument to me is like you don't know football if you're saying this silly stuff. Another thing is like win first. So let's say if they start winning in 2 years, right? Then we're like, oh, we're excited. Let's build a stadium. And right when you start to build a stadium, you get the pillars up, and all of a sudden they're 2 years without winning. Or we're just going to stop the project and be like, oh, can't continue until you win again.
right.
No, it doesn't make sense. And second point, what happened when Municipal Stadium tore down? We gave a losing baseball team a brand new stadium, a losing basketball team a new stadium. And what happened, guys?
We had some winners.
We had winners.
We looked good.
That's a good point.
Yes.
I never thought about that.
I thought about this because I ruminate on this stuff.
Listen,
like,
a third of the NFL teams are not in their own city.
See,
good stat, Mike.
a third. That's a
Third,
lot.
that's what, 10 then?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah, 10.
crap.
Math isn't mathin'.
Math. So, and you're moving 20 minutes, 15 minutes outside of downtown. So let's not create.
You could throw a
Yeah.
rock into Cleveland. I am so
They
sick of
built
that.
The baseball
Get
team, a new
over it.
stadium, and within 2 years, we're in the championship series for it.
Yeah. And that year when they opened it up, and the lockout kind of ruined it. They were
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You know, they were good. So, I mean, the whole build, win first, and then we'll build later is a silly argument.
Build back better.
And we locked up. Our Cavs locked up that number 1 seed. Let's go.
I hear Arlo.
Yeah, that's shout out to my son who's been keeping me and my wife up the last 3 weeks.
You still look better than Sam does this morning.
That's.
That was rough, bro.
I mean, I've learned to like. My wife was like, "Just go nap." I'm like, "I'm not a napper," but I'm learning since he's been here to nap. And I napped yesterday my wife let me nap for like 4 hours, and I'm like,
That's not a nap, bro. That's sleep.
I know. To me, it was. I slept for 4 hours. You're right. I should reword that. But I slept for 4 hours. Actually, I normally take the night shift so she can sleep. But he actually got up today, right now. But don't mind the crying. We're gonna go on to.
We sound like
NFL.
Pittsburgh fans right now. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just. It's the backdrop is the cries of Steelers fans knowing that we got 8 championships and they have 6.
Yeah, right. That's
Finally,
it.
something in
Those
Cleveland's
don't
favor.
count. Those don't count.
That was don't count. Real quick, these rule changes approved and propose a proposal. NFL approved the proposal from the Philadelphia Eagles to give a team guaranteed possession in overtime during the regular season. This is important because this changed over. Previously, a team with the first possession could win in overtime if they scored a touchdown. This rule change aligns with the philosophy with the previous change to postseason overtime, except regular season overtime will remain limited to 10 minutes. So
I'm cool with it.
Overtime change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
It's just like the pitch clock on MLB now. You got to try to minimize the game as much as possible because people don't want to sit there for 6 hours watching 3 overtimes.
Yep. So the next one, for those that don't like celebrating after a first down, this is going to make you happy. Endorse the competition committee request to add additional specific specifics on prohibited actions that would violate league's unsportsmanlike rules, including throat/gestures, simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or displaying the nose wipe gesture. Which I'm old. I'm sure there's a meaning behind it. Don't want to know, but that's just a weird celebration.
Try telling
The
that.
nose
to
wipe?
the- Try telling that to the Michael Irving era guys.
Yes.
That I understand. This, okay, maybe that.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Those
They're wiping it
guys
away.
those guys were juiced up playing a Super Bowl. I watched it. It was crazy.
The next one approved a proposal from the Pittsburgh Steelers to have one video or phone call with no more than 5-minute prospective free agents during the negotiation period before the formal opening of free agency. Previously, teams could speak only with the agent of the player during that period. So now they can speak to the player as opposed to just the agent.
Right.
Next one, approved a request for multiple teams to allow team staff members to prep kick K-balls, which I'm assuming means kickballs. Football is used only on special teams before game day. So this kind of helps the whole deflate gate.
I don't really see what the big deal. It's special team
Yeah.
balls. I mean, whatever.
Right.
I mean,
Maybe they're blaming the lack of checking them on missed kicks.
There you go.
it's 2025.
thought of.
I don't underestimate any stupid argument anymore.
Yeah,
Everything's got to be
that's what
valid nowadays. So
That's
whatever.
what I thought of when I read that. Approved proposal by the competition committee to allow 2 players to be designated to return from injured reserve if they are placed on IR when rosters are reduced to 53. Granting playoff teams 2 more return from IR spots in the postseason and designating point differential as a third tiebreaker on waiver claims. Interesting.
That could help teams with injury.
Yeah. Well,
So
if the team has a record that are the same, the point differential is going to determine who the winner is. So whoever scores the less points, I assume, is the sucker team, so they get waiver priority.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever for that one, but I mean, it could
So
help.
if you're, yeah, that is interesting. I'm from a competition / strategic point. Like, let's not score so we can pick up this player next week.
I want to read this one because my buddy's a Detroit
Go
fan,
ahead.
and it's just funny. Tabled for further discussion, the Detroit
Yes.
Lions proposal to make playoff seeding based on regular season records as the guiding principle rather than division championships. Like, why?
That's because there's a lot of times that a division with a 7-9 team is a division winner, so they get priority of a home game as opposed to somebody who's 12-5.
And it should be the better record. I mean, why are we?
Yeah, you're rewarding a team with a playoff seeding with a first round playoff game who's
With a
just
losing
not as good. Yeah,
What a losing record. That's crazy.
I see. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Did not approve Detroit's proposal to eliminate an automatic first down as penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact.
Good. Okay, I like that. More competition. You're not going to give a first down. Yeah, I get that. This
Anybody
one
else?
is the one I really like, though. Announces the use of Sony's Hawkeye technology to measure first downs this past year. So it's no longer going to be depending on the sticks, but they're going to use a red line, and they're going to determine if that ball hits the red line as a first down.
Vegas is probably pissed, but I think that'd be a better way to measure things. So
Yeah, it's technology. It's like, I think this is going to lead to.
I really don't know why it took this long to even do that. I mean, I know you have the old chain gang out there, and it's part of football, but
It's history, man. Come on.
It also
Yes,
depends
They're
on where the
still
player.
out there.
Yeah,
They're
well,
still out there.
it also
you gotta
depends
roll-
on where
you
the
gotta
player
roll
goes
the times,
down.
though, man. This is 2025, man. 2026, 2027 coming up.
They're going to focus on where the ball crosses, and hopefully they focus on where the knee or elbow goes down as well.
Yeah.
They got to do that. It's still going to be this. It's going to be the same. You're just going to have a different camera. Sony's Hawkeye.
Yeah. So, and I think this might lead to some Hawkeye in the sky, meaning another ref being on top to talk about penalties. That can lead to that later. Number 9, tabled for later for all you Philadelphia fans. The tush push illegal is they're trying to ban the tush push because no one's know how to stop it. I'm in the room. I'm in the philosophy where if you don't know how to stop it, then stop complaining about it. But obviously, there are
That's not
teams
your
that
problem.
don't like it. Yeah.
Right.
And I think team owners are meeting in May 10th again
Yeah.
for the rules. So they're going to be, it's going to be around the corner with that coming up.
I don't know if you guys saw Kevin Stefanski's press conference when he's like, I'm not really against the tush push. You're welcome, Nick Sirianni, and walked out.
Yeah, because they're best friends. That organization is like buddies. That's why they trade each other. But next one, which adds more to confusion to the kickoffs. Touchbacks on kickoffs will be marked at the 35 line for the 2025 season. Owners approved a competition committee proposal to add responsibilities to replay assistant program. There you go. The on-site replay official will now be permitted to reverse flags that are thrown for hits of a defensive player, along with fouls for face mask, horse collar, tripping, and running into / roughing the kicker. This is a good one because there's a lot of times a player doesn't mean to land in the quarterback a certain way, or a hand is hit and then face mask. It's not intentional. It's just the way it is. I think them reversing that, and maybe I'm just speaking as a Browns fan because I feel like we get screwed on those calls all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
For sure.
Last one, the replay officials, however, would not be allowed to add a flag when an obvious foul has been uncalled, which is good because you don't want to impact the game. You know, you imagine a Hail Mary and you're like, oh, holding, got to redo the play.
Can you imagine Bottlegate all over again?
Yeah, no, not at all.
This means Kansas City's actually going to have to play football.
Yeah.
Damn. God.
I think so. This seems the last couple here seems like the NFL is hearing fans complain a lot about calls, so they're trying their best to kind of quiet them down a little bit, especially when ESPN starts to question some stuff. Then you're like, maybe we should look into this.
Yeah, send a Doge team over there; they'll figure it out.
Wow. What about the game? No, I was playing. No, add to the comments. Come on.
Yeah. Anybody got some closing comments before we shut it down for today? Shane just rolled out.
Shane's like me. I'm out. Follow our ex.
Hi, Shane.
Follow us on. We're trying to get to 500 YouTube subs, so follow us on YouTube. Hit us up on all our socials. Be mindful of the announcement at JB Tavern, the NFL Draft Party. We're going to be there. Ralph is going to be there. Share it. Whenever we share something, please, as announcement, please help us out by also resharing and interacting with the comments. That helps a lot.
I'm going to see if this Stump on Flacco video playing here now. Hold on.
If you want to spark that football team, you go get Joe Flacco.
Really?
You want to spark Myles Garrett or any of those guys, you go get Joe Flacco. Because he did one hell of a job.
Wow, it worked.
Nice. So he's a big Flacco guy. So I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully,
Stump's crystal ball.
We need to have a stump tracker. Every time Stump says something, track it and see if it comes true.
All right.
Hey, I want you guys to wish me luck today. I have a buddy coming over for a ladder assist. Really quick. I've had this plastic bag in my tree, and I see it out my front window all and it's about 20 foot up. So I can't lean the ladder up and go get it. So this ladder assist requires what we call, us roofers call, walking the ladder up. So my buddy's going to come over. He's going to hold the ladder while I walk straight up to retrieve bag and come back down.
So everybody say goodbye to Sam. This is his last show.
Hang on. So, and my security cameras in the front, I'll be posting that. We'll see how that goes.
Yes. Send that to the socials real quick.
Dude, I'm coming over. I'm going to record it.
And then I have, I'm going to do a little electrical work today in the bathroom. I'm switching out some plugs, and I want to put in a USB with the plug in there and all that. So there's a chance I could fall off the ladder today and probably get shocked, but I'm down with that. Let's roll.
Thanks, Chuck. He said best podcast for the city.
Thank you. Hey, go out and vote, man. I'm trying to tell everybody.
Yes.
The link is below.
Again. Yeah, the link is in the comments, and it's also on our page. I'm actually going to pin it to our page, but
go out and vote, man. You can vote once a day. I got to get more votes in, actually. I've been a little slouched on that.
But yeah, Shane, thank you for joining us today.
Shout out to JB Taverns for sharing that, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, Follow our socials, all of them, YouTube. Help us to get to 500. Share our stuff. The algorithm helps. If you share it, the algorithm thinks we're good, and they'll get the show out there that way. Let your friends know about the podcast. Follow us on all platforms, man. That's all you can do. If you want to support the show, follow us on all platforms and let your friends know. If you see a card in the toilet, keep it there.
On the toilet, not in it.
And then even it could be in it at one point. You know?
Yeah.
I want to do a quick shout out to my wife for helping us out on some other ends.
I actually totally forgot about that. I was going to say shout out to Jen for helping us on our Insta and our threads, right?
Yes.
TikTok. And TikTok.
Yep.
She's been posting content on there, kind of helping us get more following on that. I focus on YouTube and Facebook. Mike is focused on actually running a show. So we're not spread too thin. Thank you, Jen, for helping us out there. Huge help.
And it's that stuff's it's moving quick too. It's already getting a lot of likes and everything's posting up nice. So it's another end of something that we needed to keep updated with, and she loves doing it. So hats off. Thanks, Jen.
But yeah. Until then, we will see you guys Tuesday, and don't forget the 24th, the draft day. Join us at JB's Tavern, 4305 Brook Park Road. We're going to have Ralph Holly there signing autographs, taking pictures, eating pizza, and Stump Mitchell will join us on the live. So it's going to be a great night. Come out and have a drink. Come out and meet some good people. The place is awesome.
And it's always, let's go Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Go Browns.
There it is.